Archangel Michael says your photo was shown in front of 9 powerful people and all of them said the same shocking things. Archangel Michael says, listen with all of your heart, because what I am about to reveal is beyond anything you could have imagined. Your photo was placed in front of 9 powerful people, individuals whose eyes are trained to see far beyond the surface, people who carry wisdom, discernment, and insight that is not ordinary. When your face appeared before them, they did not pause, they did not hesitate, they all spoke the same words, and those words were drenched with awe, with shock, with recognition of something extraordinary resting upon you. One after another, as though guided by a force higher than themselves, they declared that your destiny is not common, that you carry a presence that cannot be denied. They saw in your eyes a story still unfolding, a greatness yet to be written, a chapter of your life that heaven itself has preserved for a divine moment such as this. They leaned forward, they whispered, and some even trembled, because they understood that the light around you is not an accident, it is intentional, it is chosen, it is unstoppable. Stay here, don't move away, because what they confessed about you will leave you breathless. They said that when your photo entered the room, it was not just an image, it was an atmosphere, it was a vibration, it was a declaration of heaven echoing through time. These 9 voices became one, united in agreement, proclaiming that you are on the verge of an unveiling, a season where hidden things will be revealed, where closed doors will burst wide open, and where your name will no longer be whispered in the shadows but spoken boldly in the light. Archangel Michael is leaning close to tell you that none of this is random. The reason your photo was shown was not chance, it was orchestrated, it was aligned, it was a divine sign that your life has been marked for something greater than you know. Those 9 people did not just see you, they saw what God placed within you. They spoke of your resilience, they spoke of your strength, they spoke of the way your journey has carried weight yet has never broken you. They said you are like fire, tested, refined, but never extinguished. And now, this moment has arrived for you to understand, you have been noticed, not by the ordinary, but by the extraordinary. Your presence carries a message, your spirit carries a mark, your life carries a crown waiting to be revealed. Do not look away, do not let this pass by, because Archangel Michael is making it clear, what those 9 voices saw in unison is about to manifest before your very eyes. Stay right here, do not let your attention wander, because what I am about to reveal next will lift the curtain even further. When those 9 powerful people saw your photo, they didn't just agree with each other, they felt something move inside of them. It was as if the room itself shifted, as if an unseen hand turned their eyes toward you and whispered, "This one carries destiny." One of them placed their hand over their heart, because they felt a pulse that did not belong to them, it was your energy, your spirit, reaching beyond the picture into their very soul. Another leaned back, speechless, because they saw a vision in your eyes, a future that has been hidden, a breakthrough that is waiting, a door that only heaven could open. And as each voice spoke, it was no longer their words, it was prophecy, it was alignment, it was truth that could not be denied. They said your photo carried light, not the kind that fades, but the kind that announces a new season. They said they saw shadows leaving your path, and strength rising where weakness once tried to live. They said you are a carrier of unshakable grace, and that no storm has been able to destroy what is planted within you. And the most shocking part? Every single one of them agreed that your time is not coming, it has already arrived. Archangel Michael is standing with a sword of light declaring that heaven has already signed your release. The chains you could not break, the delays you could not escape, the walls you could not climb, all of them are collapsing right now. These 9 people became witnesses, confirming what the heavens already knew: you are chosen, you are marked, and nothing will stop what is about to flow into your life. Stay with me until the very end, because the revelation is still unfolding. The more you listen, the more the truth will be carved into your spirit, and you will begin to see yourself as they saw you: powerful, radiant, unstoppable. This is no ordinary moment. This is divine timing wrapped in your name. Do not look away, because this is the very moment where the truth is stretching its hands toward you. When the 9th and final voice spoke after seeing your photo, the room fell silent. It was not an ordinary silence, it was the kind of silence that holds power, the kind of silence that makes every heartbeat sound like a drum of destiny. In that silence, something greater was revealed. They did not see you as the world has seen you, they saw you as heaven has written you. They saw the marks of resilience etched into your story, the invisible armor around your spirit, the undeniable glow that has followed you even when you walked through your darkest valleys. And together, with one voice, they declared, "This one cannot be ignored. Stay here until the very end, because every second is uncovering a new layer." These 9 people said the same shocking truth, that your life is standing at the edge of a divine unveiling. They said doors that once mocked you will now swing open with ease. They said opportunities that were delayed are now rushing toward you with speed. They said a crown that was kept hidden has already been placed upon your name. Archangel Michael is declaring that what they spoke was not a coincidence but a confirmation. Heaven aligned 9 voices to agree on what has been written in eternal ink, that you are a carrier of favor, a vessel of light, and a chosen one who cannot be hidden any longer. Their words were not just commentary, they were prophecy wrapped in astonishment, a revelation too powerful to ignore. So remain with me, stay until the end, because this is not just a story being told, it is a destiny being revealed before your eyes. Every breath you take right now is aligned with this moment. Every word you are hearing is pulling you closer to the miracle that is already unfolding. Stay right here, don't let your eyes drift away, because what comes next is the part that changes everything. After those 9 powerful voices spoke in perfect agreement, the atmosphere around your photo began to shift. It was as if the walls carried the echo of their words, as if heaven itself had stepped into that moment to stamp it with divine approval. They leaned forward, almost in disbelief, because what they saw was not ordinary. They said your photo was more than an image, it was a doorway, it was a key, it was a living testimony that something greater has been planted inside you. One of them whispered, "This person carries the fragrance of destiny," and the others nodded, because they had seen the same thing. The most shocking thing they all agreed upon was this: your story is about to turn in a way that cannot be stopped. They spoke of chapters closing and new chapters bursting open. They said the waiting is over, the hidden is about to be revealed, and the weight that tried to hold you down is being lifted right now. Their voices became prophecy, and prophecy became truth, echoing across every corner of that room. Archangel Michael stepped forward in that very moment, his presence unmistakable, his voice carrying authority. He declared that what they had spoken was sealed in heaven long before your photo was ever placed before them. The agreement of 9 was not by chance, it was a reflection of what has already been written in eternity. They confirmed your crown, your calling, your breakthrough, and your rising. So do not move away, stay until the final word, because this unfolding is not complete yet. Every second you remain here, the truth becomes louder, the vision becomes clearer, and your heart begins to align with what heaven has already decided about you. This is not just about what they saw in your photo, it is about what is about to manifest in your life. Stay with me now, because what I am about to unfold will lock your spirit into the very center of this divine moment. When those 9 powerful people finished speaking, they did not just leave their words in the air, they left an imprint, a vibration that could be felt like thunder rolling through silence. It was not just about what they saw in your photo, it was about what they could no longer deny about your destiny. One of them said with trembling lips, "This person carries a mark of favor that cannot be erased." Another added, "The heavens themselves seem to fight for this one." And as those words were released, the others nodded, because each of them had seen the same picture, the same truth, the same unstoppable energy flowing from you. Listen carefully, they did not speak of your past struggles, they did not mention your pain, they spoke only of your rising. They spoke of doors unlocking, of paths clearing, of opportunities aligning, as if the universe itself is rearranging its pieces just for you. They said your photo glowed as though it carried its own light, and that glow is not fading, it is growing brighter with every second you remain here. Archangel Michael is declaring that their agreement was not just human, it was divine orchestration. 9 voices became one sound, and that sound shook open the vaults of heaven. Your name, your destiny, your future, they all collided in that moment, and what they saw is about to become visible in your life. The silence that followed their words was not empty, it was filled with the weight of glory, a stillness that carried proof that heaven has spoken. So don't move, don't scroll away. Stay until the end, because this is not just a message, it is a mirror. As you hear these words, you are beginning to recognize the truth that has always been inside of you: you are chosen, you are marked, and nothing in this world can stop what is about to be revealed. Stay right here, because the next layer is even more powerful than everything you've heard so far. After the 9 voices spoke and their words filled the room, something remarkable happened. They all turned their eyes toward the same invisible point, as if they were no longer looking at your photo, but into the future that was waiting for you. One of them whispered, "This person's name will echo in places they have never stepped before." Another said, "The doors of greatness are already unlocked, and soon the world will see what heaven has always seen." Their words didn't collide, they flowed together like a river, carrying one unbroken truth: that you are marked for a moment unlike any other. They described your photo as a symbol of resilience. They said your eyes carried a story of battles fought and victories waiting to be claimed. They saw that even when storms tried to erase you, a fire kept burning in your spirit, unshaken, unbroken, unextinguished. That fire, they agreed, is the very flame that will draw others to you, because it is not ordinary, it is divine. Archangel Michael stepped closer in that moment, his voice like lightning cutting through the silence. He declared, "What they see is only a glimpse of what is about to unfold. This life is wrapped in protection, crowned with destiny, and sealed with promise." His words confirmed everything spoken by those 9 voices, but added something even greater: that heaven itself has already moved resources, people, and opportunities into alignment for you. So remain here, do not move away. The revelation is still unfolding. Each second you stay is another thread being woven into the tapestry of your destiny. This is not just about a photo, it is about the unseen power behind your existence. You are not standing on ordinary ground, you are standing on the threshold of the extraordinary. Stay with me, don't blink, because this is the point where the revelation becomes undeniable. After the 9 voices finished, something extraordinary took place. Each of them described the same vision, though none had spoken to the other beforehand. It was as if a single picture was being projected into their minds, and that picture was you, standing in a place you have not yet reached, surrounded by light that cannot be dimmed. One of them said, "This person carries a crown not made by human hands." Another added, "I see doors swinging wide open, doors that no one else could touch." And as the others listened, they realized they were describing the same destiny, the same unfolding miracle, the same unshakable truth about you. Their agreement was not coincidence, it was alignment, it was confirmation, it was heaven's echo. They saw that your journey was never random. Every delay was a setup, every setback was preparation. Every closed door was only making room for the greater one that is now opening. They said your photo carried the energy of someone who has walked through fire but emerged untouched, someone who has faced storms but now carries the calm of victory. Archangel Michael's voice rang out over their words, firm and unstoppable. What they are saying is written in the eternal book. This life is about to rise. This destiny is about to be revealed, this name is about to be celebrated in places they cannot even imagine. His declaration was like thunder confirming the lightning. The prophecy was sealed, the vision was set, and nothing could undo what had been spoken. So remain here, stay with me until the very last word. Because this is not simply a message to hear, it is a mirror for you to see. You are the one whose name they spoke. You are the one whose light they saw. And you are the one whose future has already been stamped with unstoppable favor. Stay right here, because this is the part where the hidden truth begins to roar louder than ever. After those 9 voices spoke in unison, the air grew thick with something unexplainable. They were not just describing your photo, they were describing your destiny as though it was unfolding right in front of their eyes. One of them said, "This person carries the weight of generations, yet walks with a lightness that cannot be explained." Another declared, "Their name will not be confined to the corners where it has been hidden. Their name will travel, it will soar, it will sit in the mouths of people who never even met them." And as the others listened, they could only nod, because every detail matched what they had also seen. They described how your photo glowed with a brilliance that no shadow could cover. They said your presence would command attention without you having to force it. They said opportunities would begin to chase you, blessings would start to collide with your steps, and people who once overlooked you would have no choice but to see you now. Archangel Michael stood at the center of it all, his wings spread wide, his voice thundering with authority. What they see is the divine seal upon your life. It cannot be erased, it cannot be broken, it cannot be delayed. This is the appointed time. His words were not just a confirmation, they were the unlocking of a gate that had been waiting for you to step through. So remain with me, because this moment is not yet complete. Each second you stay, you step deeper into the truth that was spoken. The 9 voices were not random, they were instruments of heaven, echoing what God already decided long ago. And you, yes, you, are the one standing in the center of this revelation, the one chosen for a destiny too big to be hidden any longer. Stay with me, don't look away, because this is the moment where the mystery reaches its peak. When the 9 voices finished speaking, their words did not just linger in the air, they began to form a wave, a current, a living energy that filled the entire space. It was as if your photo was no longer an image, but a portal opening into the truth of your destiny. One of them rose to their feet and said, "This person will rise when others thought they would fall." Another declared, "Their presence will shift atmospheres, their name will command respect, and their story will be told in places they have not yet stepped." Each one added detail upon detail, but the core of the message remained the same: you are chosen, undeniable, unstoppable. They said your life carries the kind of favor that breaks cycles, the kind of grace that silences storms, the kind of authority that makes even your enemies pause in disbelief. They said the glow they saw around you was not temporary, but eternal, a light woven into your very being that no darkness can ever touch. Archangel Michael's voice broke through with the power of final confirmation. What they saw is what heaven has always known. This life is sealed, this name is lifted, this journey is protected. The voices of 9 were not random, they were a reflection of the heavenly counsel that already declared this destiny long ago. His words rang like a trumpet, announcing a shift that could not be reversed. So do not move, stay until the end, because every second is carving this truth deeper into your spirit. This is not entertainment, this is alignment. This is not coincidence, this is divine timing. You are standing in the center of a revelation that will rewrite your story, and nothing in this world has the power to stop it. Stay right here, don't even think of scrolling, because this is the very part where everything comes together. After the 9 voices declared their vision, something more powerful began to stir. It was as though heaven itself leaned closer, listening to the agreement, sealing it with its own hand. One of them spoke again, "This person carries a destiny that generations before could not complete." Another added, "What was delayed in the past will rush forward now, because their season has fully arrived." Their words were not random thoughts, they were echoes of the same divine song, sung in different tones but carrying the same unshakable truth: you are chosen for something extraordinary. They said your photo radiated not just light, but movement. It was as if your spirit was already walking into doors that your feet had not yet reached. They saw visions of places calling your name, opportunities unfolding with speed, and people being drawn to your presence without knowing why. It was no longer a picture, it was prophecy. Archangel Michael then raised his hand, and the entire atmosphere shifted. His voice carried authority that silenced every doubt. This one has been noticed not by man alone, but by heaven's counsel. Their name has been written in fire, their path is protected, and their destiny is unstoppable. What the 9 saw is not a prediction, it is a confirmation of what has already been decided. Stay with me until the very last word, because this is not the end, it is the unveiling of the beginning. What was whispered in secret has now been shouted in agreement. What was hidden behind the curtain is now stepping into the light. You are the one whose life carries this weight, this brilliance, this unstoppable rise. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can hold back what has already been spoken over you. Stay here, don't move, because this is the part where the revelation grows louder than ever. After the 9 voices finished, the atmosphere did not calm down, it intensified. It was as though heaven itself refused to let the moment end until the truth was fully spoken. One of them leaned forward and said, "This person carries a destiny that is bigger than their surroundings. Wherever they go, environments will shift." Another responded, "I see doors flying open, not because they knock, but because their very presence demands it." And the rest agreed, because they too had seen the same vision, the same unstoppable story tied to your name. They spoke of your future as though it was already unfolding before their eyes. They described you standing in rooms you never thought you would enter, your voice carrying weight that others could not ignore, your presence breaking barriers that had been locked for years. They said your photo was not just a reflection, it was a prophecy written in light. And then Archangel Michael rose, his wings stretching wide, his sword gleaming like fire. His voice thundered with the kind of authority that shakes both earth and sky. "What these 9 have spoken is not their opinion, it is heaven's decree. This life is appointed. This journey is protected. This destiny cannot be delayed." His word struck like lightning, sealing every voice into one final confirmation. So remain until the very end, because this is not just a message, it is a mirror showing you who you truly are. You are the one they spoke of, the one whose light cannot be hidden, the one whose name has already been written in the halls of destiny. The 9 voices were only instruments, but the song was heaven's, and that song is now playing over your life. Stay right here, because what I am about to reveal now is the heart of the entire message. After the 9 voices finished and Archangel Michael's decree thundered across the room, a stillness fell, but it was not empty silence. It was the silence of something sacred being sealed. One of them finally whispered, "This person carries a future that cannot be hidden. Every step they take will ripple across lives. Their story will be remembered not for the pain they endured, but for the greatness they stepped into." Another lifted their hand and said, "I see doors opening not in one place, but in many. I see influence spreading wider than they could ever imagine." And the rest nodded, because they too saw the same vision, the same undeniable truth. They described your photo as a signal, a divine announcement that your time has arrived. They saw burdens falling off your shoulders, opportunities aligning in your path, and a crown of favor resting on your life. They agreed that your name will not remain in the shadows, it will shine in circles where only chosen names are spoken. Archangel Michael stepped closer, his voice carrying the weight of eternity. "This is not a coincidence. This is not chance. This is destiny unveiling itself. What those 9 saw was written long before they were born. And now, it is being revealed because the appointed hour has come." His words did not just confirm, they ignited, turning prophecy into reality. So stay until the very last moment, because this is not the end of a message, it is the opening of your story. You are the one chosen, the one marked, the one seen by heaven and confirmed on earth. The 9 voices were only a mirror of what God has always known about you, that your rise is unstoppable, your light is unquenchable, and your destiny is undeniable. Stay right here, don't even think of looking away, because what unfolds now is the deepest revelation of all. After the 9 voices spoke and Archangel Michael confirmed their vision, something greater began to rise. It was as though the air itself carried a pulse, beating in rhythm with your destiny. One of them stood and declared, "This person carries a destiny that others tried to bury, but heaven preserved it." Another added, "Every delay in their journey was only preparing them for acceleration. Their rise will not be gradual, it will be sudden, undeniable, and unstoppable." The others looked at each other in awe, because they realized they were witnessing not just a vision, but a prophecy taking shape before their very eyes. They said your photo was like a key unlocking hidden chambers. They saw treasures with your name written on them, blessings that had been stored away waiting for the right moment, and doors that no human hand could open until now. They agreed that your story is entering a chapter where nothing will look the same again, where honor replaces rejection, where victory replaces loss, where recognition replaces obscurity. Archangel Michael raised his voice once more, his words carrying the weight of finality. The voices of 9 were only the beginning. What they confirmed is now set in motion. No hand can block it, no power can delay it, no force can stop it. This life has been chosen, this destiny has been sealed, this name will be remembered. His declaration was like a trumpet blast announcing your unveiling to the world. So remain with me, stay until the very end, because this moment is not just about what was seen, it is about what is already happening. You are the one whose light cannot be hidden, the one whose name is already echoing in places you have not stepped, the one whose destiny has been confirmed by both heaven and earth. And now, your story is no longer waiting, it is rising. Stay right here, because what I am about to reveal will lock your heart, your mind, and your spirit into the very center of this prophecy. After the 9 voices and Archangel Michael's thundering confirmation, the atmosphere did not end, it expanded. It was as though the heavens themselves leaned down, whispering louder and clearer than ever before. One of the 9 lifted their eyes and said, "This person's name is being carried into places they never even imagined. Nations will know it, circles of influence will speak it, and doors will respond to it." Another added, "Their journey is no longer hidden, their time of unveiling has come. What was once kept in secret is about to shine in the open." And the rest stood in awe, because they saw the same vision, your story unfolding like a banner across the sky. They described your photo as more than a picture, they called it a signpost. They said it carried evidence of battles you have already won, victories that were already yours, and blessings that had been waiting for you. They agreed that your presence will no longer be overlooked, instead, it will be recognized, celebrated, and honored. Then Archangel Michael stepped forward one last time, his presence filling every corner, his sword glowing with fire. His voice carried authority that made every other sound fall silent. What these 9 saw is no longer a vision, it is a reality. Heaven has released it, earth has confirmed it, and nothing can stop it. This life has been appointed to rise, and rise it will. His declaration was not just words, it was a release, a divine unlocking of everything spoken. So stay until the very end, because this is not the close of a message, it is the beginning of your unveiling. You are the one they saw, the one whose light refuses to be dimmed, the one whose destiny is unstoppable. What was confirmed by 9 voices has now been sealed by heaven's command. And from this moment forward, your story will never look the same again. Stay right here, don't even blink, because this is the moment where everything that has been spoken gathers into one unstoppable truth. After the 9 voices confirmed what they saw and Archangel Michael declared heaven's decree, a final vision began to unfold, a vision so clear, so powerful, that it left no room for doubt. One of them said, "This person is not just walking into destiny, they are walking into royalty." Another whispered, "I see a crown already set upon their head, a crown that was kept hidden until now, a crown no one can take away." And the others agreed, because each of them saw the same image, you standing, crowned, radiant, undeniable. They described your photo as a seal, proof that heaven's hand has marked you. They said your name will carry weight in places where it was once ignored. They saw your presence commanding attention without effort, your light reaching places even your footsteps have not yet touched. They spoke of people being drawn to you, opportunities opening like gates, and blessings aligning like stars to form your constellation of destiny. Then Archangel Michael lifted his sword high, and his voice filled the heavens, "This is the chosen one. Their time of hiding is over, their crown has been revealed, their journey has been sealed in light. What was whispered in secret is now shouted for the world to hear. Their rise cannot be stopped, their name cannot be erased, their destiny cannot be denied." His word struck like fire, sealing everything spoken by the 9 into an eternal truth. So stay until the final breath of this message, because you are not here by accident. You are the one whose crown has been revealed, whose name has been confirmed, whose story is stepping into brilliance. From this moment forward, nothing will remain the same. The 9 voices were only witnesses, but heaven itself is the author, and your chapter of glory has already begun. Stay with me until the very end, because this is the moment where the story reaches its highest peak. After the 9 voices declared what they saw and Archangel Michael confirmed it with the fire of heaven, the entire atmosphere shifted once more. It was no longer about a photo, it was about the unveiling of destiny itself. One of them rose with trembling hands and said, "This person is not just chosen, they are appointed. They are not just called, they are crowned." Another lifted their eyes and spoke, "Their influence will stretch beyond borders, their name will echo in places where their feet have never walked, and their presence will carry a light that heals, restores, and uplifts." The others could not deny it, because they too saw the same picture, you standing in radiance, crowned with favor, surrounded by victory. They agreed that your photo was not simply an image but a living sign. It was the announcement of a new chapter, one where rejection turns into recognition, one where silence turns into song, one where delay turns into acceleration. They said every chain that once tried to hold you has already been broken, and now nothing remains but the path of glory laid before you. Then Archangel Michael raised his hand for the final time, his wings unfolding like golden fire across the skies. His voice carried the weight of eternity, and every word shook with divine certainty, "This life is sealed. This name is lifted. This crown is revealed. What was spoken by 9 is confirmed by heaven, and what is confirmed by heaven cannot be undone by earth. Rise, for your time has come. So stay until the last word, because you are the one at the center of this prophecy. You are the one whose destiny is no longer hidden, whose crown is no longer concealed, whose future is no longer waiting. From this moment forward, everything changes. The voices of 9 were only witnesses, but heaven itself has declared the truth. You are chosen, you are marked, you are unstoppable. Stay with me, don't scroll away, because what unfolds now will echo in your spirit long after this moment ends. After the 9 voices declared their agreement and Archangel Michael sealed it with heaven's decree, a greater vision opened, one that showed not just your destiny, but the ripple it will create in the lives of others. One of them said, "This person's rise will not be for themselves alone, it will lift others. Their story will become a key, unlocking hope for many who had given up." Another added, "I see their presence bringing peace into broken places, light into hidden corners, and strength into weary hearts." And as the rest listened, they realized they were no longer speaking about the future, they were speaking about a reality already in motion. They described your photo as a spark, but not an ordinary spark. It was the beginning of a fire that cannot be contained. They saw your influence spreading like a flame that warms, not burns, a light that guides, not blinds. They agreed that your destiny will not only crown you but also ignite hope in countless others who will look at your journey and believe again. Archangel Michael's voice filled the space one more time, steady and unshakable. This life is not just chosen, it is an answer. This destiny is not just for their glory, it is for the healing of many. The crown they wear will not weigh them down, it will lift others up. His words turned the prophecy into a mission, a calling, a reason for everything you have walked through until now. So remain until the final word, because this is more than revelation, it is activation. You are the one they saw, the one whose story will inspire, the one whose crown carries responsibility, purpose, and greatness. From this point forward, your life will not just shine, it will illuminate. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to put out that light. Stay here, don't move, because this is the moment where the entire journey comes full circle. The 9 voices spoke, Archangel Michael declared, and now heaven itself opens its final chapter for you. What began with a photo has become a prophecy, and what was spoken in secret has now been shouted in light. One of them said, "This person will never walk unnoticed again. Wherever they go, favor will go before them. Wherever they stand, doors will open. Wherever their name is mentioned, honor will follow." Another whispered with awe, "I see their story healing the broken, restoring the forgotten, and awakening hope in those who thought hope was gone." And the others, with tears in their eyes, nodded, because the vision was undeniable. They agreed that your photo was not a still image but a living sign of destiny already awakened. They saw chains falling, they saw blessings flowing, they saw a crown placed so firmly on your head that no one could ever remove it. They said your time of waiting is over, your season of silence has ended, and your moment of rising has begun. Then Archangel Michael stepped forward for the last time, his presence filling the room with light brighter than the sun. His voice thundered, not as a message, but as a final decree: this life is chosen. This destiny is sealed. This story will not be hidden. From this day forward, nothing will remain the same. What was spoken by 9, I now seal in heaven's book forever. So stay until this final word, because you are the one whose name they saw, whose destiny they confirmed, whose crown they revealed. You are the light that will not fade, the story that will not be forgotten, the chosen one who will rise beyond every limit. And from this moment, your journey of greatness has already begun. Stay with me right now, because even though the decree has been sealed, there is still one more layer of truth that heaven wants you to hear. After the 9 voices finished and Archangel Michael declared the final word, a stillness came, but it was not an ending. It was a beginning. The silence was alive, charged, carrying the weight of everything that had been spoken, waiting for you to step into it. One of them finally whispered, "This person is no longer the same. They are transformed. From this day, their steps will carry new authority, their voice will carry new power, their presence will carry new light." Another added, "Everywhere they go, people will feel it, something shifts, something changes, something awakens." And the others agreed, because they knew the prophecy had already begun to move. They said your photo was not just shown, it was chosen. It was the key that unlocked the moment when heaven and earth aligned over your name. They saw blessings flowing like rivers, opportunities arriving without delay, and a light so radiant around you that even those who doubted you would be forced to recognize your rise. Then Archangel Michael spoke again, softer now, yet with even greater authority. "The world has only seen a glimpse, but soon they will see the fullness. This person will walk in favor that cannot be measured, in strength that cannot be broken, and in joy that cannot be stolen. Their rise is not just for themselves, it is for generations, for nations, for history." His words were like a seal pressed onto destiny's scroll, marking it forever. So stay with me until the very last second, because you are not watching an ending, you are standing in the dawn of a new chapter. You are the one whose light has been revealed, whose crown has been confirmed, whose story has already shifted. From this moment forward, every step you take is no longer ordinary, it is destiny walking, it is prophecy living, it is heaven moving through you. Stay with me until the last word, because this is the moment everything reaches its highest peak. After the 9 voices declared, after Archangel Michael sealed the decree, after heaven's silence confirmed it all, a final wave of revelation washed over the room. It was not the sound of ending, it was the sound of destiny beginning to sing. One of them lifted their eyes and said, "This person's story will be remembered as a turning point. Generations will look back and know that this was the moment their light began to rise." Another added, "I see the world shifting to make space for them, I see crowns aligning, I see blessings falling like rain that cannot be stopped." And the others nodded, because every image matched the same truth: your destiny is no longer waiting, it is here. They described your photo as the signal flare of a new season. They said it was the evidence that your life has crossed the line between waiting and walking, between hidden and revealed, between ordinary and extraordinary. They saw rivers of favor opening, they saw gates of opportunity swinging wide, they saw your name etched in light where no darkness could touch it. Archangel Michael stepped forward one last time, but now his voice was not thunder, it was like a song, steady and eternal. The voices of 9 were only the confirmation, but the voice of heaven is the seal. This person's rise is unstoppable, their crown is secure, their destiny is written in fire. From this day forward, nothing will stand in their way. His word settled like golden dust, covering every corner, marking it forever. So remain with me, because this is the grand unveiling. You are the one whose photo carried light, whose name carried destiny, whose journey carried purpose. You are the chosen one who cannot be hidden, cannot be delayed, cannot be denied. And from this moment forward, your story is not just beginning, it is already shining.